Hello, people. It's your boy Usmaan back again with another Rival Fan podcast. As you can see, a certain man from North London is missing. Man couldn't handle the smoke, just like his team. But nonetheless, we got the winning team here to represent. I just want to quickly get it out of the way. Like Manchester, North London is red. You love to see it. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Everyone's links to their platforms, all their channels are down below. Go subscribe to us. We've got 3 in midfield, eyes in the ball, and obviously West Ham Fan TV in the building. First and foremost, no Xavi today. We got Iniesta with a fresh trim. Yes, Coach, you heard me. You're being replaced. We got Kale. You know what you're saying, bro?
All good, man. Like I said before, I was always Iniesta. I always come through. Like I said last week,
Coach is not going to be happy watching this later.
It is what it is.
It's tough. It's not here. It's not here.
Exactly. I said last week I'm going to come with the full name, so it's Andreas Iniesta Luan. There you go. That's who I am. There we go.
Man's got a beautiful trim as well. Obviously, Kale, I know you're gassed. We're going to get into that. Hopefully, Kish will turn up. If he doesn't, don't worry. We'll all just take the piss out of his team on his behalf, basically. He's not here to defend them. That's on him, man. But listen, nonetheless, the man below me, he was, making his debut on the contour of it as well. You love to see it. Daniel knows what I'm talking about. We'll have to discuss that after show. But, listen, eyes on the ball team. If you don't know, get to know the homie. Yeah. Yes. That's what you say, Oh, he's too busy taking calls. Okay, that's it.
My bad.
Yeah, so good. Daniel, what are you saying, bro? Oh, he's lacking.
Yeah, I'm good, man. Still. I'm good.
Okay, he's good. We got that.
I'm back.
Yeah, you're good now. Listen, make sure if you're obviously tuning in live, get your comments in, drop like all that good stuff. Just before I introduce our last guest, obviously you guys already know who it is. Jeremy is saying what's wrong with Xavi, which is a very good point.
Absolutely nothing. Iniesta was better. So that's what it is.
All right, fair enough. Obviously open to interpretation. We let the people decide. But nonetheless, he's here. Man has taken an L, but unlike certain man, he's actually turned up. You gotta respect it. He was missing his best player, so it was never going to be easy. But listen, I just want to say one thing. First and foremost, you had 7 players in the combined 11. But as I said, we're taking the 3
I stand by that.
So you take your combined 11 trophy. We'll take the 3 points, lawless. What are you saying, my guy? What are you saying?
Listen, I'm going to say some people on this panel have no shame, particularly the guy in the top left. No shame whatsoever, right?
He's right.
I'm feeling good. I'm ready. I'm pumped.
You love to see it. Look, obviously he's referring to the preview that we did. If you haven't watched it, it's baffling to think of West Ham fans that confident coming to Old Trafford. We lulled them into a false sense of security. And at the end of the video, me and Darren both said Manchester United would win 1-0 by some dodgy goal. We did call it, and it was. And to be fair to you, Lawless, I've got to just put this out here because we're going to start with that game. You were wrong. Dawson is brilliant from set pieces, so thank you very much. Listen, Kale, it's going to be a good one today.
I'm going to be talking about that preview.
Oh, no, what are you talking about? I'm sure you made your notes about it. It's all good, isn't it? I'm happy to be wrong and all that good stuff. But Kale, we come to you first and foremost, obviously neutral and all that. What were your thoughts on the matter? What you saying?
That was a bad game.
Yeah, it was.
That was a horrible game of football, man. There's nothing really happened apart from the own goal. But my shock was that David Moyes didn't even think about turning up. It was crazy. I understand he's missing Lingard, and Lingard has been playing a significant role in how West Ham are playing. But before Lingard, they were playing well as well. So just nothing happened, man. They just sat back and then let Man United. I mean, what did Man United? I think Rashford had a missed header, like an opportunity.
Yeah, Rashford scored. Yeah, agree with it.
You must have got deja vu after watching your game and seeing Tottenham's performance, because that's what I got. I felt like, am I watching Am I watching Tottenham again? Like, don't you think it was very similar?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's the Portuguese Moyes, and then there's the English David Moyes. There you go. But yeah, man, there's nothing really. I mean, you can gloat, but there's nothing really you can talk about.
I'm gonna gloat. Don't worry.
I'll
find a way, Kale. No, look, Coach is not here. But I feel like this is something what Coach would say is, David Moyes finally, did something at Old Trafford, putting that performance in. Because Coach hates Moyes. So Coach, that was for you. No, I have to bring lawless. If I don't know, I'll leave it to end because I've got a feeling you got a lot to say on the matter. Daniel will bring you in, obviously, Kale. Saying it was a dead rubber game, which to be fair, it probably was. It's not our fault. One team wants to play 10 on the back, but it is what it is.
Did you want to play 2 up top or anything like that? You just did. It was a bad game.
They just played 10 on the back and said, Antonio, please just win a ball. Just win it 70-30.
Look, what was what's the word? A huge factor in my mind about West Ham not finishing at the top 4 was how they would approach certain games. Look, when West Ham are at home, I can imagine them going for it and stuff like that against the better sides. But as we saw, I don't think it was on this channel, but in another preview, I said I think it was Tobes and Fuad, I said to them, man, that just because you've been on a 3-game winning streak, playing attacking football, the first big game that's going to come your way, your manager's going to change the tactics because he doesn't trust his team. And whether or not Moyes trusts his team or not, I don't necessarily think trust is the word, but certain managers have insecurities about how their team would go into a big game. And Moyes is in that category. He has insecurities about how he wants to set up his team in certain big games. Look, Old Trafford, we have to admit, Usmaan, Old Trafford doesn't have that same appeal it had when Alex Ferguson was there.
Yeah,
however, a lot of managers still treat Old Trafford as Old Trafford when they shouldn't really. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what Moyes fell into the trap of doing. Look at the way West Ham were playing straight after you scored. In the second half, they started popping the ball about better. They started moving it quickly. They started making chances. I know Bowen's one was offside, but those were good, legitimate chances. It looked better. The football was more zippy. And it makes you wonder, Rice had more space. It wasn't all. Actually, look, do you know what? He's a better dictator of the temper than I used to give him credit for. But the point is the insecurities of the manager, and really and truly, look, that's points dropped for West Ham. And I know, it's Man United, but these are the games you want to be winning, especially that you had the game in hand. And even if you win your game in hand now, you don't get back into the top 4. And that's going to look, your next game now, Arsenal, another tough game because Arsenal are playing well. Arsenal are 10th, but you just never want to play Arsenal as well because you just never know what Arsenal will turn up. So for me personally, I'm disappointed. And the reason why, even though, we were bantering in the WhatsApp chat and whatnot, but the reason why I'm disappointed in West Ham is that, look, you wanted a seat at the table. I watch Suits, and a big thing about Suits, the one thing that I've learned in Suits is that when you want to be a partner, like in a law firm, you need to put big money on the table. So you need to pay a buy-in first of all, and the buy-in is in the region of $500,000 and stuff like that to $1 million. West Ham dropping a buy-in, but they're trying to give 100,000, and they're not trying to give their all in. They're trying to be cheeky and maybe put a little bit in, but have one leg out. If you're going all in, you need to go all in, and that's the point I'm trying to make. You have to go all in. You can't be one leg in and one leg out. Get to 60 minutes and then play your attacking football. You gotta be all, bro. The game was there. You would even admit it, and I saw your tweets, and I saw you were annoyed because you knew the game was there, but you didn't show enough balls to take the game by the scruff of the neck. And at the end of the day, you have to say United deserved the win, even for all their terrible.
Oh yeah, we
had better chances.
I don't think there's any conversation regarding who deserved the win.
No, you talked a lot of sense there, Daniel, but you talk some nonsense, right? Because don't sit and tell me because we did what we played how we played against Man United. We didn't beat Man United. That's a chance of us not being ready to have a seat at the table, right? We beat Leeds. What did you do against Leeds?
Are you really
You don't score no goals against Leeds. No, that's what I'm saying. You can't.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, it does. It does. It does. Because but you're basically trying to define.
Wigan beat Man City in the FA Cup final. Are Wigan better than Man City?
No. But I'm not saying that it means we're better. What I'm saying, I'm not saying it makes us better than. I'm not saying. No, but I'm not saying it makes us better than you. What I'm saying is you're basically trying to say that this defines our top four hopes, our top four run, yeah?
And the point is, this game was an indicator into how you approach certain games. The big game, it's an indicator. Whether you want to admit it or not, I can guarantee you're not going to go into that Arsenal game with the same balls that you've been seeing with the team that you had, even when Lingard comes back. I see you playing with a low block as well.
But look how we showed balls against Man City at home, Liverpool away. Forget Liverpool at home. Liverpool away. We took it to Man United at home.
So why didn't you show it?
Because Moyes bottled it. He's like you said. People think it's Old Trafford of Fergie era. People think it's still the fear of dreams when the dream's long dead. Trust me, it's a mentality issue.
Whoa! Man haven't won a trophy the whole career. Next man's laughing at won the league in about 16 years.
But it's true. Is it not true? You can't say
it. Listen. I'm not gonna lie. All I know is can we play? Yeah. That's what I want to know.
Like I said, and the thing is, look, I'm not even gonna make excuses for Moyes. We didn't have Lingard. We're gonna have Lingard against Arsenal. I'm telling you. There's no way we're going to approach that Arsenal game the way we approach the Man United game. It's at home. I'm telling you, if we do, I might have to go Moyes out. I might have to go Moyes out already. I don't care. I don't care. I don't want to see it. I do. Listen,
I'm money moves with that one.
I'm sick and tired of playing Arsenal.
Wait. Well, let him because I've got to say something.
I'm sick to death of playing Arsenal time and time again, being the better team, batter them off the park, and then them winning. I'm done with it. We need to beat Arsenal. I want to see us beat Arsenal, right? I'm dying for it. I will take that loss yesterday, if we beat Arsenal. I'm not having Arsenal 10th in the league, and coming to our ground and winning. I'm not having it. So Moyes,
we won this week, man. Stop sending.
No,
every week.
I'm not even sending.
Not you, Dan. This
guy.
Paris Rafik guy. Come on, bro.
I love it. It's class.
No, but
I'm just Lawless. I don't want to interrupt you, but I've got to say this one thing because it's making me laugh, right? So you've just said, right, West Ham United, in your eyes, if you lose to Arsenal next week, let's just say you go down to 6 in it for argument's sake, innit? You're still in 6th, right, with the opportunity to get European. You want him to get sacked because of a couple of games. But when I want Ollie to get sacked because we play negative football with the caliber of players we've got, you seem to have an issue with that. Why are you being so negative? Why are you slandering Ollie? Why are you slandering Moyes? He's overachieving.
Because he's your legend. Moyes is not my legend.
Bro, he's fully overachieving.
He won you a Champions League.
He is fully. It doesn't matter.
He has credit in the bank. No, I'm not saying Moyes should be sacked.
You did.
I'm not saying Moyes should be sacked, right? I'm saying I said I might. I said I might have to get Moyes out. But listen, Moyes. I'm telling you, like all of the praise that I've given Moyes, will have to end because it's no good going to the dance. And no, because it's not just about losing. Look, we can lose to Arsenal. We can lose to Arsenal, and I'm not going to get on his back. But it's about how we approach the game. And if we sit there and think it's flipping Invincibles Arsenal and Thierry Henry's playing, and we're going to sit there and shit ourselves and stick fucking 11 men behind the ball, that's when I'm going to go and get onto Moyes and say, no, you're a fucking dickhead. Like, I'm not going to sit here and keep going, oh, he got us here. I've got to give him some credit. No, like...
What's the difference about when I said that about Ollie and then you go, why are you slandering Ollie? What's the difference?
But you're not just slandering Ollie. You're Ollie out. Out.
Yeah, because I've had this for 2.5 years. If this happens for another year, and Moyes does this in every big game, drops his balls, right, and plays parks the balls, What are you going to be saying then? You're going to be in the same boat as me. I can assure you.
No, but listen, I can insult Moyes. Yeah, I can insult Moyes. He never won me no Champions League. He has nothing. Like if it's like Lampard. Yeah, say Lampard.
Bro, he's not a
I didn't hear
coach.
Daniel.
Man. Not as a coach.
No, but I did not see.
Football
No, but still,
shouldn't be a thing. Football
yeah, but no, but it should.
Be a thing.
I never heard Daniel slandering Lampard. I heard him say he's not the guy. I don't think you should be slandering. Whoa! I'll pull up your tweets. Yeah, no, you've called him an idiot. You've called him an idiot.
I think you're more. No, Usmaan, you're more to the side of slandering Oli. I know you haven't been like.
I've never been disrespectful to the guy. I've called him an idiot for things he's done, and I'm standing by that. Man had to get 1 point from 2 games, and we're out of the Champions League, brother. He's an idiot. Okay, let's not get on to Oli because I could be all night. But in terms of obviously certain things with obviously we have our banter in the WhatsApp group regarding the top 4, and Daniel's quite rightly said, well not rightly, but in his opinion said that this is an indication of West Ham not being good enough for the top 4. Basically, in his eyes. Kale, what do you reckon? Do you think this puts West, obviously the below is they're 5th now, but in terms of their credentials moving forward, they need to bounce back, really, don't they?
I mean, yeah. I mean, the Arsenal game that will show whether or not they're serious. I mean, they have to attack us. I'm not too convinced that Arsenal, even though we won this weekend. What's up?
I think you like that. You just carry on doing it.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm not too convinced that Arsenal can weather a storm like West Ham did in the previous game, because they should have beat us then. But it is what it is. This season's weird, man. You never know with it. That's bad.
Yeah, I'm bad. I got some sort of problem with my computer streaming.
It's Moyes turn off the internet. That's what it is.
Yeah, you got me fired up now. I'm fully. I was like relaxed, and now I'm all fired up. Now.
Don't worry.
Thinking that the idea of Moyes approaching the Arsenal game the same way that he approached that game, but like I said, like you're shameless, Usmaan. You're shameless. Because you're gloating. You're bragging about that game. When the only reason you won, and I saw someone say something about Fernandes. What did Fernandes do in that game? Nothing. He didn't do nothing.
Bruno, quality.
I stand behind that combined 11. Yeah, I stand behind it. That with the players that got in there.
I do as well. You were right about Dawson. His quality in the air. So
he's moving like Kevin Keegan. Look at him. Look how close he is. He's got a finger pointed as well. I love it.
No, but this is what I'm saying though. Let's talk about that Dawson own goal, right? Because I ain't even really been trying to talk about this too much. I know Nicky's been saying a lot. There was a push. I'll be honest
with you. I didn't see it. I actually genuinely. I didn't see it. I don't even care there was a push. I'll be honest with you, because you didn't deserve fuck all from that game the way you approached it. Secondly, Greenwood hit the woodwork. I think that there was another one that you had. I can't remember. I don't know if it was a top set. I can't remember. Greenwood had another chance. Hit the pole. In fact, he hit the woodwork twice actually. Rashford obviously.
Draw would have been a fair result. Let's be real. Let's be
real. Yeah, definitely lawless.
And the point is, like it's the reason why it's getting to you because you know it's so close. That's the reason why it's getting to you. The reason it's got to
because he genuinely thought he's going to come to OT and win.
No, 100%. No, but and the thing is, look, he has every right to think that because of the way his team are playing and because of the way United can play at times as well. I'm not even disputing the confidence of any West Ham fan. That is fine.
It's not even the result. It's the performance. That's what I've got a problem. The setup. Why are we playing Martin? Now, listen, I love Martin Noble. But what are we thinking, sticking him in front of Souček and Rice? What are we expecting him to do? You've got Ben Rama there, who not only has the
when you took on Ben Rama and Lanzino, whoever it was, you did fuck all anyways. Like you had a couple of.
What do you mean?
You had 5 minutes good play, and then after that, we just dominated you, anyways.
No, you just dominate us, like Cahill said. We had
you had a 5 to 10 minute good passage of play.
Nah, we created a lot more chances.
When Bowen was offside and Mr. Free had a fair play to Bowen. Good lad.
No, we had a lot more chances because Antonio was isolated.
No, you didn't. Henderson made no saves. He made I can't remember making him a save.
No, yeah, because we didn't really get any shots on target. We didn't really get.
Then what's like? I don't think like compared to the chances we created, even when you came forward. If anything, you were just giving us more openings to hit you on the break. There was a bloody 4v2 that we had that Dan James completely bottles the pass to Bruno. That in my eyes, that's fucking better chance than any of the chances you had. It was literally 4 of our attackers with 2 of your players. We had that Greenwood one that hit the post. It was Rashford and Greenwood against one defender. You don't pass it. Like, we had clear chances that we deserved.
I tell you what, another thing, yeah. The way you lot was going on in that preview, like, oh, we got all these injuries and everything.
Rashford should not be playing though. That's the
talk
thing.
A load of shit.
I did look. I did a video on Tuesday, right? And I said if Rashford's playing against West Ham, if Rashford's not playing against West Ham, we're in trouble because we're not going to offer anything going forward. There was no way he should have played that game. Did you see him at the end of the game? The guy was on his deathbed and he still didn't get subbed off. Like, he's fully injured. And, like, Ollie's just trying to kill the guy, basically, before he's even started.
Because he knew West Ham would come into town and you better play him or it's game over.
Everyone said Usmaan is so shameless. His manager has one less than Moyes at United. Respect, boys. And listen, look, my manager's in second, right? Is your manager.
Shameless FC.
Listen, let's talk about Ollie. And Daniel, we'll come to you first and foremost. Apparently, Ollie's getting a new contract. As a rival fan, on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you, bro?
You don't say 10, you're a liar.
Hey, nah, Ollie, man. Fam, it's obviously it's a good thing for rival fans because we all believe Ollie got the guy to win trophies. As much as Ollie gets results, can he take United to the next level? And obviously, we all don't think so. We spoke about it, yesterday when we recorded? I was basically breaking it down like this. Look, the Man United situation is that the Glazers need someone who they can control, someone who will listen to them. Ollie is that guy. And as long as Ollie continues to get results, Ollie will keep his job. And at the end of the day, the only way you get rid of Ollie is if United start to lose and lose badly, don't make Champions League, stuff like that. And that's currently not happening. And the only way that will happen is if the fans want that to happen. And no fan wants to see their team lose. Do you know what I'm saying? And I always say this. If the way Stan Kroenke runs Arsenal.
Yo, these comments are cracking me up, man. I swear to God. Harris is not having it today, man. Harris to God. He's put Rashford Kuvan so much, man's catching buses in the morning. They said Dawson's just a shit, man. It's like
Dawson is better than every single one of your centre backs, so I don't know.
Sure. Yeah, to be fair, at least he can find the net. Fair play to Miles, don't do that, innit? So
listen, own goals is one of them things, isn't it? When you get pushed sometimes, you know, you're gonna see.
Yeah, Dawson's probably got more goals at OT than Billy Lindelof and Maguire, so I respect it.
He has more goals than Martial, I know that.
Well, he doesn't because he scored in Champions League at OT, but it's all good. Good try, though. Good try.
No, he does. No, I'm saying he has more goals in general than.
Oh yeah, probably has. It's not
this season.
Martial's had a shocker in it, but we're in second, innit? You're in fifth, innit? So that's all.
This bickering is too funny.
I'm loving it. Lawless thought he's gonna be sat here. Where in the sports spot? Daniel, get out.
Yeah.
Daniel's voice after the game cracked me up so much.
Nah, do you know what?
You were ready for that, Daniel.
No,
how can you be boasting and then be critical at the same time? How can you be like, yeah, we're up here in second spot, and then go second spot's not good enough?
No. Okay, no, don't do that because I can do the critical stuff when we come on the podcast. But the reason why I was reactionary in the moment, especially because you guys got this, was one.
Not you.
Oh, Usmaan. I was thinking, what?
Not because he's posted we're up here in second, and then at the same time he's saying second's not good enough. Why are we giving Ollie a new contract? Like,
listen,
come on.
The thing is, right? When I say we're
you get onto Kish, are you in the top 4 race? Aren't you in the top 4 race?
Kish actually means that I do it as a wind up. I'm not sat here. If you ask me generally, am I happy? I'd say, look, fair play to Ollie's done well, but we're not going to win the Premier League under him, so it's kind of pointless. He's done what he can do in it, which is my thoughts on the matter. But listen, in terms of actually Luke Shaw, so just put in the chat now. I'll come to you, Kay, because I think this question is probably better suited to you because you have got tyranny. In terms of left backs in the league, where would you rank Luke Shaw then? Because a lot of United fans say he's best left back. I'd say on form, not at overall personally, but that's just me.
I mean, it's weird because obviously, like when he first came to Man United, you could argue that he's probably the best left back in the Premier League. But obviously, the injury came, and it went downhill from there. I mean, it's hard to say where you can place him, considering that this is the first season where he's actually been consistently consistent. He's been good this season. He's been good, but on form, are there really that many good left backs in the Premier League?
I think that Chilwell guy's meant to be good, isn't it? 50 million or whatnot.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
That's not in the radar, that, by the way.
It's sneaky of Usmaan, though, because Shaw's been like, they've allowed him 6 years to grow into his role. So it's cheeky that you won't allow us guys to just.
Well, you're the one who wants half your players sold after 1 year. Isn't that you saying sell Pulisic? You're saying sell Pulisic. Is that not you?
You're just going to believe every rumor you see.
Bro, you personally said
you didn't say we should sell. I didn't say we should sell. You've
tweeted that sell Pulisic. You've tweeted
that was a joke for Neto. I said for Pedro Neto. Come on, man, that was a joke.
Neto is better. It was realistic. Neto is currently better than him. So I thought,
To be honest,
though, if we currently buy everyone who's great, then we'd sell the whole team.
No, I'm not. I like Pulisic. I think he's getting a hard time for no reason, personally, because he's an absolute baller for me. But it is what it is.
No, the point is we don't have good left backs in the league. Let's be honest. Like, sure, yes, this is like a purple patch. Now, hopefully, this is actually his ability, and we see this consistently going forward now. But I'm still skeptical of saying Shaw is now a very, very good left back, because it's been a purple patch. I would even say he started kind of poor and then grew into his role as a left back this season. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think he's had a good season, to be fair, overall. I think he's been good from the start.
Fair enough. But the reason why I'm not going to go over the top is because Wan-Bissaka was like ×2 better than him last year, but Wan-Bissaka's had like a little step down this season from his usual standard. So I'll just give it a bit of time, but sure, by far has been the best, and then probably Tierney, and then probably Digne, then Cresswell.
I'm surprised you have not put Cresswell higher, I've got to be honest. Because Digne's been injured most of the season.
Digne's had a bigger body of work, and what you have to remember is Cresswell played a lot of games.
Not better than Cresswell this season, no chance.
Nah, he is. Trust me.
Dan, lawless, what are your thoughts on that?
I'm just saying, let's talk numbers.
Cresswell can play centre back. Numbers, oh my, with a left back.
Assists. Yeah, this is the modern game. This is the modern game.
It was a modern game like a year ago because of Trent, man. It's not the modern game.
Exactly.
Come on.
Dan, speaking of numbers, as you were so adamant, Dawson got more than Martial. McTominay has more goals than Benrahma and Lanzini put together, so there's a start.
Benrahma doesn't even have a goal for West Ham.
Oh, does he not?
Yeah, but he has assists.
Wow!
I'm sorry,
Martial's got 8 assists, so what? Big deal.
Is he a striker? But I'm sorry,
he's a goal scorer winger.
You've got Scott McTominay on more goals than Lanzini and Benrahma put together with your big
but listen, this is Benrahma. Benrahma's like first time in the Premier League, yeah. Lanzini.
Is that how you going with it? All right.
I know. If you're talking about giving Chilwell time here, if Luke Shaw gets 6 years, we can give bloody Benrahma more than 6 months. I'm not having it, yeah. I'm not
going to say he's a bad player. You're doing the brought up numbers with Martial and Dawson in comparison.
And Lanzini's barely played. No, I'm just saying how embarrassing that is that our centre back has more goals than your forward.
But he's probably got more goals than a lot of forwards this season, so it's all good, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? What do you want me to say?
Dad, I hope you've been paying attention.
How bad is our CDM got more goals than some of your strikers, or your attacking midfielders? What's the point?
Yeah, but listen,
why? He's got
you want to talk numbers? You want to talk numbers? Do you want to talk numbers? Let's talk about the £1 billion that you spent on your squad. Let's talk those numbers.
Don't worry about it, Daniel. Man. We've sold you out with link up, man. You're good. But listen, that's just crack up. Now, I just want to quickly finish on Man United because we haven't even mentioned the North London derby. It looks like Kish is obviously not turning up. I just want to quickly ask about the Man United defense actually. Because I know West Ham didn't offer much going for, as you quite clearly established. However, banter aside, there was a period that was actually a good game of football when West Ham decided they wanted to attack and actually play. It was kind of end-to-end for a bit in that sense. So in terms of Maguire, in particular, because I've been very critical of it, as you guys probably know, I thought he was absolutely phenomenal yesterday. Like, I genuinely thought it was one of his better performances. He was solid, winning every header against a very good set-piece team as well. So it was important that he was on job. We'll come to you first, Ken. Do you feel like, some of the players at Man United get overly criticised too much? Like, for example, Maguire. Do you think he's really as bad as people make it out to be?
Yes. It's weird. Like, you can give praise to Maguire for his performance yesterday, but then again, that should be his bread and butter. What is he? He's like 6'4". He's a massive guy. He cost 80 million. He should be winning headers against a team like West Ham. He towers over a lot of their players. So if you want to give him praise for that one game, then give him praise. Yeah, but overall, I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay, that's fine. At least you're honest. I appreciate it. I don't got comment yet. I have to put it on. Abdullah Akhtar, same surname, and that might G. No way Daniels is talking about Ben Rama when his club spent $250 million on trash.
Yeah, that's a bit shameless. That is a bit shameless. Where's Ziyech? Where's
Havertz?
The point. This is funny because the point came from Dan saying let's use numbers, but then with defenders. So who does Abdullah support? West Ham.
Yeah, I think he's a West Ham fan, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
whatever, man.
You know what? Like, you maybe might as well get on to Chelsea if you want to wait for Kish to give a bit more time. I don't know, it's up to you, but I'm saying if you want to.
I don't know if he's coming though, because obviously it's 30 minutes into the show, so I'm assuming he's part of it. Let's just talk Chelsea anyways, because there's not much to talk about apart from but notes. Let's see him getting notes. 1 second. Yeah, these deserve to win in my eyes. That's all I've got written down, really. We'll start with lawless first. What do you reckon, bro?
Chelsea got massively lucky there in that game. They must have been wiping the sweat from their brows, and Leeds will be kicking themselves, absolutely kicking themselves that they bottled it and they, should have beat that Chelsea side, and lucky Chelsea. Yeah, of course.
Do you think so?
Yeah, like look at the chances. Look at the chances.
They had 2 chances.
Listen,
let's be real. That one that Mendy saved, Rafinha has to score.
Well, you can't say the Tyler Roberts one should have scored. They had 1 chance in the game where Mendy was a very good Mendy save. But the Tyler Roberts one that hit the bar, that's not a should have scored. That's a very good shot that the keeper made a good save from. That. That's not a shot out of the box.
Cut you open quickly, but it was offside. They cut you open.
Cutting us open, based. If it's offside, how have they cut us open?
No, but they did though. But unfortunately, it was just a bit offside.
Oh.
And unfortunately, I think the ref was wearing his Chelsea boxers.
Yeah, I think
Dan, I'm not arguing about this. Huh? I'm not arguing about
it. It was that marginal from you being cut open. I think that's what it was.
I'm crying. Nah, man. Look, at the end of the day, we had numerous chances. Our players again didn't finish. 2 said it. Yeah, Havertz had like 3 chances that he should have. 2 he definitely should have buried. One where he dribbled.
The defender got across in it and blocked it. He should have scored that one.
Yeah. Oh no, I don't think he should have scored that one. The one he should have scored was the one where. Yeah, because it was like a defender came. Because remember, it was a bit like, you remember Cavani where he tried to do the near post thing and then Thiago Silva kind of.
Too bloody long as well. Oh, it was a different scenario. The one I'm on about is when the ball gets played to him, he takes 1 touch to get it out, so if he plays another touch, and then he shoots.
Yeah, and then on his right foot.
He took 2 touches.
Yeah, exactly. That one, whoa, he should have scored that.
Yeah, that's the one I'm referring to, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. I think we're talking about 2 different chances. Yeah, and then he had another one where he kind of got played through inside. It was a good through ball. I've forgotten who he played it. And on his right foot again, unfortunately, he makes the keeper make a save. But at the end of the day, look, there were guys who were poor in that game, man. And Tuchel even said, look, I can only get my guys in the position to score. Like, if these men don't score, then what else can I do? Like, this is the system. It gets you to the box, basically.
You know what you can do? You can actually start a striker. Is that okay? Like,
No, not when the strikers aren't playing well. I don't think there's anything wrong with.
Not playing well.
That game wasn't really for Giroud, in my opinion. It was a fast-paced game. He wanted the guys who were going to run. You needed guys who were going to do a lot of kilometers in that game.
Tammy, why not Tammy?
Yeah, why not Tammy? Tammy's done well this season, to be fair.
He's injured. He was in the squad.
Oh, he's injured.
Was he injured?
Yeah. And then Werner was going to say for Atletico as well. And then you have Giroud, who you just thought it's one his style.
Would you not surely you play Giroud against Atletico? No, over Werner.
No, Giroud could play in it, but you have to remember Havertz played again. Havertz played again because basically he was undroppable because of how he performed against Everton.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And then Mount played because he's not going to play against Atletico. And then Ziyech played. I don't know why Ziyech played, to be honest, but he picked Ziyech.
Yeah,
so that's.
I just feel like that's a cop out from the manager, because at the end of the day, right, if you've got two strikers on the bench, and obviously I'll pass this to you, Gil, if you've got two strikers on the bench, you can't then say, look, he's right in a sense because he's on the place to finish. I agree with that statement. But if you've got two strikers on the bench and you're not playing a striker, then there's kind of got to be the manager, no, Gil?
Yes, and I kind of disagree with that point of that it was a fast-paced game, so Giroud wouldn't. I think that might have been the difference that could have broken it, because I feel like if you go toe-to-toe with Leeds, you don't know what the situation is. But if you go at their weaknesses, like defensively, haven't been that strong, and Giroud would have actually bullied their defenders. So if you
crosses and set pieces, man, and set pieces.
So I feel like Giroud would have been perfect to play in that game, and if he probably would have scored a header or something like that. So
I think what Tuchel did was look at the game that I think Tuchel looked at the game where we beat them earlier on in the season, and if you look at the type of players we played in that game, that was also the fast, pacey players that we played in that game as well. Like I think even Tuchel to fit. Pardon? No, of course, but at the end of the day, styles make games. Do you know what I'm saying? And he thought the player profile of these guys would like work in this game. It obviously didn't, and I think Leeds actually sat deeper than they normally do. I don't think they played the high line that they normally did, like in other games.
Over them, right?
And that's fair enough, but like it's again like the Man United game where, as a manager, you have all the evidence. You think this is what the team's going to do, so you pick your team based on that. But then they totally change what they do or their approach when that happens. Obviously, yeah, you can change mid-game. You can make the argument you should have brought on Giroud as well mid-game, of course. But I don't think I'm going to sit here and criticize Tuchel that much based off of like a hunch that Giroud would definitely score when that's not the case.
I'm not that. I don't see it like with. I think he's doing an okay job, Tuchel, but I don't see what some other people see, that Chelsea, they're back to form, and I mean they're a shoe in for the top four and all of this, and sort of like they haven't really been massively impressive, really, when you look at it. I mean, in form, so what, Chelsea have 2 wins in their last 5. Like it's not like they've even got that complete new manager bounce where you go on a winning run. It's been like draw, win here, draw. Like they've never really looked completely dominant in games either.
11 games unbeaten. It's not 6 draws and 4 wins. It's 4 wins and 4 draws in the league, and then obviously you got I think 2 wins outside of the.
That's not that impressive, is it? 4 wins, 4 draws. Is it really?
I mean, we're the second most informed team in the league, so I can't.
Hard to say about our league, isn't it?
No, we are. We're the second most informed team in the league.
Has that changed? Because that was us. That was West Ham.
It's not West Ham still. It's us.
Oh, what? No, you mean in the league from the start of the season?
No,
since
form table. It's Man City, then Chelsea, and that's based off of the run we've had with Tuchel. Because Tuchel came in.
Since Tuchel
came. Since Tuchel came in. So like,
it's obviously good.
I'm not saying we're Man City. Like at the end of the day, he's getting a tune out of another man's squad. Of course, he's still got quality players at his disposal. I'm not giving him an excuse for that.
Right, that's not a bad squad to inherit.
No,
I'm just saying.
When he came in,
he's throwing at us. I don't see where that comes from. Where's the confidence? I'm saying that you can look at us and say. I'm saying, where's the confidence come from in Chelsea to look at us and say, boy, that game shows me, your top 4 hopes are down, when you're not really.
To get into the top 4, we don't need to have Man City. We only need to win games. We only need to get results. It's not necessarily about the performance.
The draw against Southampton ain't the sort of results that you need. Their teams you should be beating.
But then we've beaten Tottenham, we've beaten Liverpool. So those are the results where we're getting wins. Like,
don't act like Liverpool beating Liverpool now is like beating Liverpool last year.
Exactly, on the same run, exactly. You didn't beat Liverpool either. When they were going through their back.
That's why I was pissed. That's why I was pissed. And I'm not trying to say we're better than Chelsea. What I'm saying is your confidence is unfounded. I'm saying
I'm saying Chelsea will finish off in the top 4. Chelsea will finish in the top 4 based off 1, because Chelsea know how to finish in the top 4. 2, we've got an experienced manager who plays good football that will get us into the top 4. And to get into the top 4, especially to finish 4th, you don't need to have like the greatest of seasons. You just need to have the best run of form. Look at Man United, how they finished in the top 4 last season. It was based off of a nice run of form where they did well, couple draws, couple wins, and they got into the top. Finishing top 4 you don't need to be the most like scintillating team. You just need to get the results that you need to. And then on top of that, when I look at West Ham, when I look at West, and this is where I'm getting to. The confidence comes from when I look at West Ham, the games that you have, and the way that you play. I don't think 1 is sustainable. I don't think 2, you'll win all the games you're necessarily supposed to win. And then on our side, I think we're not losing games. We're still getting points. And look, everyone says we dropped 2 points. Based off the fixtures, it was a point game rather than a points dropped. Do you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you can sit there and say we should have beaten Leeds. It wasn't scintillating performance. We are getting points on the board, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah, but enough points. That's what I'm saying. All I'm saying is you're judging us based off the Man United game, yeah. But like I said, when let's look at the future, the next one, like that. You know what I mean? And you could get points on the board, but if you're getting 1 point, 1 point, 3 points, 1 point, 1 point, 3 points, that's not enough for top 4, my friend.
You're saying it like you're saying it like, look, based off when Tuchel's here, if you want to count the Wolves game, you can count it. I don't count it. He had 1 day in charge, and they basically announced it. So you want to count the Wolves game as well?
Did he set the tape? Did he choose the team? Did he set the lineup?
The team would have been based off.
There was a drastic change in style as well.
The team would have been based on what's it? No, because you have to think about it. He had 1 overnight training session.
Yeah, Shall I tell you what, Daniel? I would agree with you, right? What you're saying right now. However, I remember on that Monday show after that 1 day training. Oh, you can already see what Tuchel's doing. Do you remember, boys?
I said that.
I did. You did.
No, I didn't. Get the clip.
You can already see what Tuchel's doing.
Get the clips. The main point is, and the thing that I stand by in terms of statements and coming out. At the end of the day, you can do all this analysis week by week. I said West Ham will not finish in the top 4, and I stand by that. Simple as. They won't.
That is fair enough, obviously, because it's going to be tight. The only thing I disagree with what you said, not the Chelsea stuff, regarding the way you're disregarding West Ham, I think it's harsh because I've actually got their results in front of me. The Man United loss is a bit of an anomaly, really, if you actually go through the last games. Because the beating Spurs, obviously the loss to Man City just about, slapped up Sheffield United, beat a Villa. They've been on a brilliant run as well, West Ham.
They have 2 losses in the last 5, and how many losses do we have in our last 5?
Man City and Man United.
But we have more wins,
That's besides the point.
We have more wins. We have more wins in our last 5.
But we have more points.
No, you don't. You have 9 points. We have 9 points in the last 5.
No, because you can't just go based off of the last 5. I'm saying Tuchel. No, because it's the argument started. How many games have we won? Tuchel's winning since Tuchel's come. January 25th it was. How many wins do we have, and how many wins do you have?
But what I'm saying, so you want to base it off since Tuchel, yeah? But I'm saying our form.
Of course, I have to, because that's when the new manager comes in.
But Tuchel's form doesn't change our form, right? From 2021, from the whole new year, we're on a good run of form.
You were 4th when Tuchel came in. Tuchel was 10th. Now we're 4th and you're 5th.
Yeah, but I'm saying you played an out of form Liverpool. And an out of form Tottenham were even lower in the table.
I've got it. Yeah.
Out of form Tottenham, yeah.
No, it was.
When did he come in? When did he come
You've
in?
also played an hour from Tottenham, and you won the game as well. I'm not taking the game away from you.
We put more goals past them though than you.
Is that what you're doing now?
Did he come in?
We were more impressive. We were better.
Okay, our manager who got sacked, what did he do to you? Even though we played bad, we whitewashed you. We said give the pad over. We said send the pad to the next guy.
No, don't. I tell you what, you want to talk about don't do that, yeah? You want to talk about don't do that,
what?
right?
3-0 at Stamford Bridge.
No,
come on, man.
But you know that weren't a 3-0 game. Come on.
How wasn't it a 3-0 game? If I type in Chelsea versus West Ham, what is Google going to tell me? If I type in Chelsea versus West Ham, what's Google going to say?
You can talk about score lines, but let's be real.
Dan, there's too many inconsistencies with West Ham because the Man City game was...
I've done the maths. I've got the points.
Hold on.
Hold on,
because we're having a talk. You want to talk about that's not a 3-0 game, that's not a 2-1 game. The Man City game, do you believe you deserve to lose that? And at the end of the day, this is my main point with West Ham and with you, Dan, in terms of your opinions. At the end of the day, when it comes down to top four, it's not going to be about, oh, we should have won this game, we should have won that game. It wasn't that scoreline. These things are going to come back, and you're going to look at it and say, well, it wasn't good enough. It didn't make the criteria.
How many games did we have Jesse Lingard?
All right, one second. I've just gone through the points. As in who's accumulated the most points. So literally, since Tuchel's coming, I've disregarded the Wolves game because by your own admission, Daniel, it doesn't count in your eyes. So that's fine. I've disregarded it. Okay, so you've accumulated 21 points, and they've accumulated 16 with a game, and they've still got a game to play. So if they win the game in hand against Arsenal, it's just 2-point difference, and you're making it out like it's massive.
Just how many games have we played? 21 points.
That's what I'm telling you.
21 points out of 30 is very good form.
Listen, if we win our game in hand against Arsenal,
19 points.
Yeah, 19 to 21.
You're not. Do you know why this is a silly argument?
If we win our game in hand against Arsenal, we're on 2 points.
No, Dan, hold on. I'm not doing this until I say this. This is why it's such a silly debate. Are we really arguing, about... I don't even know what the main argument is about, but
I'll tell you what the point is.
The point I'm trying to make is Tuchel. If you're saying you're not by Tuchel, cool, that's your opinion. I don't care. Fine, that is fine. But I'm saying to Dan, I'm not saying specifically to you. My point is, if you're saying 21 points out of 30 isn't great form, he's the second most informed team based on the points in the league since he's arrived, isn't great form, and that we're not getting the points that we need to get top four, then you're out of your mind. We were 10th when he came in, and you were 4th, and you're above you now. And I said, maybe a week. Wait, hold on. Maybe a week too early. I said after next week you won't be in the top 4, and am I not proven right?
But wait, let's see. Do you think you're going to go unbeaten to the rest of the season? You're going to start to get some losses. Teams are going to start to figure you out. People haven't figured out Tuchel yet, and they're going to figure him out.
Don't you think
you're not playing each other soon? I don't even know.
And don't you think it's interesting how we haven't even figured it out yet, and we're still winning games? That's even scary, and that's where my
confidence games. You're winning and drawing.
One second, Lawless.
Winning and drawing.
One second, because this is going to go for ages. We already spoke about the North London derby. And that was the main game of the week.
Buy Kishan time to come and answer.
No, Kishan come in, because someone text him at least while I just said. Right, so just to point the context, Daniel, why I said those times. So in 10 games, you're correct, 21 points, which is brilliant, okay? Not denying that at all. In 9 games, they've accumulated 16. If they win, hypothetically speaking, the 10th game, which is against Arsenal, I'm not saying they will, because that's a hard game, obviously, they'll only able to accumulate 2 points less than you in the time that Tuchel's arrived. You was saying saying that it was such a huge difference, but it's actually not. Oh, he's disconnected, but it's not as big as. I can't really carry on if he's not the game bucket.
Easy.
He's gonna be fuming. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is, since Tuchel's come, the difference in points you both accumulated could potentially be 2 points, which isn't that much, given how you're going on. Also, let me just factor this in. They have played Manchester City as well in that run-in. You haven't played Man City and they've played Leicester in that run-in. You still got to play West Ham, obviously. You still got to play Man City. You still got to play Arsenal and Leicester back to back. So it's not as sure.
You're not factoring in Atletico Madrid.
No, but
we were supposed to have.
That's not in the league, man. Fair play to you guys. Fair play. Because obviously it's going to take a lot out of you.
Because that's an extra game that you guys are playing that don't even equate into.
Does that not count to Tuchel's credit, though? That's my point.
No, Daniel, listen. What I'm saying is, if you don't beat Man City, if you don't beat Man City, and they win Arsenal and they game which is followed in the same week or whatever.
Again, why that City is because
but they'll have more points than you since Tuchel's.
When do we play Man City? Before we play Man City, we got to play West Brom, Palace, and a lot of teams that we expect to beat.
Okay, so you got West Brom, Palace.
Yeah.
Then you've got Brighton. And then you got West Ham.
So we expect to get. I'm not saying we will, but we expect to get 9 points.
I agree. What I'm saying, if you win all three,
West Ham expect to get 9 points in their next 3 games.
If West Ham beat you, like then it's like.
Let's say West Ham's next 3 games. Let's just say West Ham's next 3 games.
Okay. I know roughly.
I just think you're talking a bit too soon, is what I'm saying.
Listen. I literally just said my confidence isn't based on our performances. I said my confidence is based on everyone else around us. That's why I think when you look at what
I think you got hard games still left to play. I think there's a lot to still play for. I don't think this is a clear cut that you're definitely going to get into the top 4. I think,
and that's your opinion because no one had Chelsea in their top 4, I believe, apart from myself, and I'll stand by that.
Whoa! I said Chelsea would finish second at the start of the season.
No. When we did the episode like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. We didn't. I think it was
right.
It was you.
It was only me.
I'm not saying Chelsea don't have a good chance of finishing it. What I'm saying is it's not as cut and dry as you're making it out to be. And as Usmaan just pointed out, if we win our game in hand, it's literally 2 points difference in the last 2 games. So it's not night and day. Do you know what I mean? And
no one's saying that. No one's saying that. No one's saying that. But I just think it's a bit not hypocritical, but it's a bit like. It doesn't make sense in anyone's head. If someone didn't watch football and you showed them the league table when Tuchel came in and said that after the amount of games that he's played now, so till this point, he is now above the team that you're arguing for. So from 10th,
I hear your point, but we're gonna go around in circles because the point I've made already is you're going on like Tuchel's done amazing, which he has, but he's only done 2 points more than Moyes in that time.
It's 10th to 4th.
That's basically your new manager, Bounce. Let's be real.
It's 10th to 4th, great.
Yeah, it's good. It's brilliant.
I mean, Dan all the big, you didn't even want Moyes in the first place.
No, I'm not sitting here going Moyes versus Tuchel. What I'm saying is, you've basically had your new manager bounce. You know when you bounce a ball, it bounces, and it gradually.
That West Ham Chelsea game is massive. That West Ham Chelsea game. If West Ham have to win that game, otherwise Chelsea got top 4.
If you think it's a new manager bounce, then that's on you, innit?
I'm just saying you're gonna lose games.
And just because we lose, and this is what's gonna happen when we do finally lose, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, he's got figured out." And then we're gonna win the next game, and then we're gonna get the next game, and no one's gonna have the same energy. So that's that. I'm just waiting for that, man.
No. Fair play. He has done well. I'm not knocking him. 10th to 4th is brilliant achievement in that sense. So we'll respect it. But last but not least, Kish was obviously bottled in. We're giving him 55 minutes. I'm gonna give him shit on the chat. So, anyways, Kale. We said the best of the last, like I've already said. North London is red. There's a lot to unpack in this game, to be fair, obviously the Bangman situation as well. But I'm going to come to you first and foremost because I think it's only right. Arteta, which is what I've written down, has done it again in a big game when it's mattered. For the Arsenal fans, he has delivered. Brilliant performance, to be honest. I was really impressed with the link up between Smith Rowe, Odegaard. Obviously, Saka was a bit quiet here and there, but still, contribute. Tyranny was brilliant. But, what are your thoughts, man? Great performance.
Yeah, it was a great performance from Arsenal. I was surprised how much Tottenham allowed them to play and how lackluster their pressing was, considering that Arsenal's 2 last games, we conceded some dumb goals from defensive mistakes. But it is what it is. We played well. I mean, we deserve to win that game. All hands down. It was typical Arsenal, considering that we put all the pressure on them. We played the best football. We had all the good chances, and then I think that their one chance, which, to be fair, was one of the best goals in the North London derby. Yeah. But it doesn't matter in the end. It just doesn't matter because we got the 3 points. We got the goals. We scored. Odegaard got us back in it, and I think that was our just desserts. And then Sanchez. Davinson
Is
Sanchez.
it a penalty or no penalty? Like, bias off. Like,
bias off is a pen. He clamped him. He absolutely clamped him.
That's a default pen.
Do you not think the fact that the ball was going, like he'd fucked it?
Nah, that was he knew Sanchez is going to.
Should I tell you why? I'm not opposed to it being a penalty. However, I'm just saying it's another example of the inconsistencies in the league. Because how many times does that happen outside the box where follow-throughs happen even after the ball's played and nothing gets given, no yellows, no fouls and all of that? It's just
I don't know about that one. I think that follow-throughs outside the box get punished. I don't
think they do. I don't think they do.
Yeah, I'd go with
that. Yeah, but it depends on the context. The ball's still in play for me. Lacazette can physically run over and still get the ball.
Quick question. If Lacazette's shot goes on target, or like the keeper pulls off a standing save or something like that, does the penalty still get given? Because I've seen people tackle after.
Yeah, I don't know if it would, but in the context that it was given, I've seen a lot of people say it's not a pen. For me personally, it just blows my mind how people can come to that conclusion. Because if he doesn't take him out, okay, granted he's messed it out, but he can't physically run over and get the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So
the ball was going out of play though. That's what I'm saying.
The ball was gone.
It was done. Like literally,
it wasn't. The ball's not gone anyway.
I don't think it's like, oh yeah, this is a disgrace kind of decision. Like I can understand why it was given.
You can't do shit like that,
No. I can understand why it was given, but my point
I'd send them off as well.
Usmaan, just like I pointed out, I don't think anyone answered it. Like, how does the rule change?
It's a good point
because someone shoots it on target. That's my thing.
Yeah. That's what the rest is just shit in it.
It was completely stupid from Sanchez.
Yeah, it was bad.
It's a definite pen for me personally. But listen, we gotta give praise to Arsenal because we criticize them a lot. So we're gonna go through Arsenal first, and then we go to the Jose out because I know that was the only message Kane sent me. Jose out. So Daniel, listen, we're going to Arsenal because as Kane's rightly said, they deserve that slice of luck because they've hit the bar. Smith Rowe obviously hit the underside the bar with
the post. Lacazette's chance where he let it go run through his legs.
And the thing is, you might even almost let them win it at the end. Like if not for Gabriel, could have been
not win it, but get the tie.
Get the draw,
and then Kane was offside.
But
when they went down to 10 minutes, like they got into the game even more.
Exactly,
yeah, crazy that.
Their approach, we'll come to their approach in a second because obviously that's Kish, you piece of shit. Listen,
exactly, and I was even gonna say,
here's the link. We've just started.
Listen, we're just in time for you.
Kish, don't bother, you piece of shit. The link's on the chat. come on, Jameel's done. Get on, son. But yeah, carry on as we said.
Yeah, no, Arsenal were great, man. Arsenal played really well. Did they impress me? Look, do you know what? It took a lot of ball to drop Aubameyang. That's one thing I would say.
Yeah.
I don't really know if he handled it well because he said the disciplinary thing, and
it was his second time doing it. And the simple fact of the matter is, if regardless of whether it's your captain or your best, handled it well in terms of what he said. So when
should he have come out and said?
Yeah, I don't know.
He should have said he's not fully fit or something.
Because now you're telling the whole, you're telling the world, basically, Aubameyang's had.
But then again, it sends a message, though, isn't it? In terms of,
but isn't that Arteta's MO though? Like he's really blunt with his decisions.
Yeah.
So I get that was.
I think he should be captain Aubameyang. Like if he keep having these sorts of issues. No, but to people, you got to lead by example, and you're getting to the point.
At Arsenal, that doesn't mean anything.
That's embarrassing. Getting you're the captain. And you're getting dropped from a North London derby.
That's a big thing. Exactly. That's what's
embarrassing.
And look, do you know what? it's gonna put something on his mind. The fact that his team performed without Aubameyang, do you know what I'm saying? And it raises a lot of questions. But away from that, do you know what? Arsenal deserve credit. Arteta deserves credit for his approach. He stuck to his guns. He played his guys, and look, they did well. I mean, Partey didn't impress me. I thought he had a bit of.
He was bored the entire game.
Really.
Yeah, you can make the argument, but the main point for me is like North London was never white. It was never even in the equation. That's what I wanted to say when Kish comes on or whatever. Because look, at the end of the day, let's think about it like this: Pochettino is the only thing that's given Tottenham real mouth and bottle to talk recently, because he finished in the top 4 for a couple of seasons and stuff like that. But I keep saying this. I keep going back to this. This 21-year span that I talk about, to only have 1 League Cup, you're not a big side. You're not. There's no top 6. There's no. At least Arsenal have body of work. Arsenal have a section of the 21 years to say, yeah, we legitimately were challenged and we were one of the best teams. Tottenham have never been one of the best teams in the country, and even when Tottenham were the best team. Perfect timing. Even when Tottenham were one of the best teams in the country, it was because everyone else was going through a lull. Everyone else was going through a bad period, a bad spell, and whatnot. And even then, at Tottenham's peak, they never achieved anything. And that's why I just think, look, when you look at Mourinho, you can blame him for the tactics and all of that, but he only. And this is the wider issue and the wider problem outside the North London derby. When Daniel Levy brought in Mourinho, it wasn't just only because of the trophy thing. It's because of the caliber of manager. Bringing in a guy like Mourinho sending a message. By the end of the day, he's not God. He's not a magician. That squad from midfield backwards is like they're where they should be, and that's competing for the last spot in the Champions League, competing for the top 4. That's where they should be. That's their level. When you look at their squad, yeah, they got a great attack, a world-class attack, whatever you want to give them the credit, whatever you want to call them. But from the midfield backwards, Højbjerg was at Southampton, that Ndombele, as inconsistent as they come, Lo Celso, never fit, Lamela, suddenly back in the fold, Dele Alli's never been the same guy. What other midfielders? Harry Winks, terrible football player. Then you got the defenders. You got Doherty, who looked, oh my God, that is one of the worst performances I've seen from a defender in a long time. As in, he was getting. Tierney was looking like.
To be fair to him, he is an Arsenal fan, though, to be fair to him. So.
And then you got Davinson Sanchez, who was just slowly regressed since Mourinho's come in. Got Eric Dyer, we know the same old. Reguilon's probably the shining light, but he's going to be gone soon. It's confusing. It's just continuously confusing. And for them to expect wonders because they brought in Mourinho, it's naive, man. It's naive.
Back in the chat, back at the home, he shouted to you, Chelsea man that absolutely hates Jose with an absolute passion. So he's loving life right now. Before we go on to Spurs, I just want to say, in terms of the Aubameyang situation, for me personally, that was an absolute master stroke from Arteta. And I'm happy he's exposed him. I've got to throw that out there. I know you guys have said he probably shouldn't have said that. But I'm happy because it sends a message that if the captain's going to do this kind of shit, I will expose you so none of you can get away with it. So it works both ways. Obviously,
yeah, but he's already had other players he's upset, though. He's already upset.
It depends on his relationship with Aubameyang, if he knows he's capable of doing that in the public eye.
It's going to get to the point, I think you're going to get a core group of players that start to...
Well, they can piss off then, because Arteta has done the right thing there. At the end of the day, you're at Arsenal Football Club, you're the captain, it's North London derby, you need to be in the fucking dressing room first, let alone last. That's an
well, yeah. No excuse in Aubameyang at all.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So I'm not... From Arteta's perspective, he's probably pissed off. This guy's letting me down when I'm putting my neck on the line for you time and time again.
And he just got a new big contract.
Yeah, but you got to remember, people like me are criticizing Arteta, and then Aubameyang's taking the piss behind the scenes. No, why should I? Like, at the end of the day, it's on the players. You know, he's done the right thing. He's, protecting his own interests in that sense. You know, it is what it is. In terms of Spurs, obviously, Kish is finally arrived. We delayed, but it's good to see you here.
He looks like a broken man.
Yeah, I know he does. I kind of want to speak about Smith Rowe and Odegaard because I think their link up's being beautiful. But Kish, we got to get you on with it. Just talk to us about Tottenham Hotspurs and that man. That is Jose Mourinho. Great tactics. Fantastic.
First and foremost, I am pissed. I am severely pissed. Like, that has got to be probably the worst North London derby performance by a Tottenham team that I have seen in my lifetime. I'll literally put it as high as that. And
bro, that's a lie. That's a lie. You're old.
No.
You're old.
No. I'll tell you why. Right. Before the match kicks off, I'm thinking in my head, just please go with the same lineup that you've gone in the last couple of weeks. Again, minnows. You could say minnows in Burnley, Palace, and Fulham and whatnot. However, these teams, Burnley, Palace, etc., have got some good results in recent weeks over decent teams as well, which we can't complain. So, fair enough. You can say that that it's not the best of opposition, but you've got to beat against who's out there, right? So I see a front four of Ali, Kane, Son, Kane, Lucas, Bale, and I'm thinking, right, we turn up like we've done for the rest of the last few weeks, where high intensity, quick passing, you've got Ndombele in the midfield, kind of pulling strings with Højbjerg holding it, we'll have no problems because although it's a North London derby, you've got to face the fact that Arsenal are 10th in the league, 10th or 11th in the league. You've got to base it on where that team is. Same as what Lawless said a couple of weeks ago, that realistically, West Ham should be beating Tottenham because Tottenham are 8th in the league and West Ham are 4th. So on paper, I'm basing it on standings. That's what you should do. So fair enough. So if you're going to go with that logic, we had to go with the same logic. Now, I think the way the Mourinho has seen it is the fact that in the week against Olympiacos and against, was it Burnley that you played in the weekend? You've basically given, your defense has given goals away to the opposition by doing barely nothing. And I think Mourinho's tactics have been is if we sit back and just wait, eventually the opposition. Right. That's the only thing that is the only thing I can think of that he's probably thinking that, especially if you remember the goal that we scored against Burnley, it was Son pressing and Lucas pressing and we scored from Bale from that. I've got a feeling in my head that Mourinho is probably thinking that we don't need to do much in this game. All we need to do is sit back, soak up pressure, and do exactly what we did in the first game against Arsenal and put them on the counter. But why completely manipulate the fans by, I'm literally the same as Jermaine Genius, why make us feel as if you're going to play a different style of football where it's going to be high press, it's going to be attacking football, it's going to literally put Arsenal on the edge at every given moment that we have the ball? Why make us feel that? And then go back to route one. You can't say to me.
That's Josie, though, Kish. That's where you're.
But this is what I mean. You can't say to me that you've got a front four of the four I've just said, and they're playing that football because that's how they want to play. Piss off. Like, I'm not joking here. Harry Kane, his first shot was like 75 minutes in. Like, if I'm Harry Kane, I'm leaving. I'm literally leaving. I'm thinking in my head, nah, allow this.
He looked so frustrated, didn't he? Like,
yeah. I don't blame it. And listen, he did a terrible foul on, I think it was on Magalhaes, and criticism deserved. That is a very, very poor challenge. Yes, he's frustrated. Yes, he's annoyed. But you can't react the way you did. And he does get praised because on Match of the Day, no one showed that clip. It was all over Twitter.
Yeah, obviously English striker, and they can't do that.
Even as a Spurs fan, listen, I don't want him to get matches ban or whatever because he's important for the team, but it was out of order. So the players have completely lost the plot. And then on top of that, it takes for us to get back to 10 men to realise, oh shit, this is a North London derby. We need to turn up for the fans now. With 10 men.
And listen, there's a comment in the chat says someone's mic's messed. I don't know who it is.
Yeah.
Echo, I don't know. Just carry on talking, kiddos.
Yeah, so my point is, Daniel said earlier, what is Spurs' goals with this and whatever. Top four, 100%. We were never going to win titles. We were never going to be anywhere near the Cities and Liverpools, of where we thought they'd be. However, you base it this season on paper. Chelsea, again, made loads of signings, but again, takes time to adapt. Majority of our squad is pretty much the same. Would you say that we'd be competing with Chelsea for the top four? Yes. Man United, if you base it on squads, there's not a massive difference in terms of ability and talent. And if you base it on managerial status, you'd say that Ollie is completely inadequate compared to Mourinho. So you'd say that really, Mourinho would.
At least that's one good thing. We got to run it out for
exactly. And who's the other team? Who's the other team? Leicester City. And on paper, you'd say that out of Leicester and Tottenham, that Tottenham would be the team that would be better on with who we've got and the manager that we've got. So my issue there is You cannot say that with the backing that he has had and the players that he has bought, that we should be in 7th in the league and playing against a 10th or 11th place Arsenal like they're Man City. That's where my issue lies. That we're treating Arsenal. I get it. It's at the Emirates. I get it. We've got a poor record at the Emirates. But
that is at the Emirates. I'm just gonna get everybody else in because I feel like Kish is gonna go on because he's fuming. I can see that.
Absolutely, I cannot believe we treated 11th place Arsenal like his prime Man City Pep. Like,
listen, no, it basically is the same as Lawless' situation.
Yeah,
because it's exactly the same. And it's also the same as Man United, because Man United do it every single time when we play against certain teams, we get scared, and we just like for example, you know, in our situation, we've done against PSG in the second leg, the second half when we had to score a goal, we decided to turn into prime Barcelona. You know, you saw it with West Ham against Man United. They actually looked like a half a decent team when they went 1-0 down. And when you went down to 10 men, the last 15 minutes, if you started with that desire to win the game that you showed, you probably would have won the game. Like, but for some reason, you were.
To be fair, though, we were technically playing with 9 men after 70 minutes. To be fair, because obviously, Daniel, worst right back performance I've seen in my lifetime. Like, I
think he was a good.
I would have been. I've got no left. I've got no right foot, and I would have probably been better off at right back. To be honest, yesterday, I'm not even gonna lie.
Your right foot is really shocking.
That's how bad it is.
Your right foot is shocking. I think that's a statement. That one. But Lawless, listen, as someone that can probably relate, talk to me. What you're saying about Jose, it's quite evident that Moyes did a Jose, should I say?
Yeah, no, it was. Like I even said it when I was watching our game. I was like, literally, he's just completely just copied Mourinho. He just looked at their game and was like, yeah, that seems like a good idea to do against Man United. But yeah, it was. And this is the thing. I've been like someone who's been sort of in support of Jose. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I've been sort of thinking that Tottenham fans have been a bit harsh. But that was the time where I looked and I thought, nah, do you know what? This guy, he might be actually finished. Like, because that was, I have to say, one of the worst performances I've seen in the league this season from any team, and this is a North London derby. It was absolutely perfect. That's why I can't even praise Arsenal too much because I don't know, and I'm not taking anything away Cahill or anything, right? But because I don't know how Arsenal would have played if Tottenham would have actually turned up and gave them a game. I can't judge Arsenal on playing against the team that would have actually given them their best because it was like what I will give Arsenal praise for is they did look like they wanted it. They was the team that actually looked like they wanted it. They looked like they cared.
Absolutely.
And Tottenham didn't. And that was pathetic. That was so pathetic to sit back off this team that they don't even have their killer striker in Aubameyang. You know, they dropped him. Saka. I think Saka didn't start either.
Saka did.
So how
Saka
can
did,
you?
it was just non-existent.
Oh, okay. But you know what I mean? Like you have that front three with Bale, Son, and Kane, and it was unfortunate to lose Kane, but that's not why it was pathetic before Kane got injured. And then obviously they had the red card.
Son got injured.
Yeah, sorry, I said Bale. Son got injured. Yeah. And then flipping, obviously, they get the red card because Lamella, I thought he did sort of improve Tottenham, but he was reckless, like defensively. And yeah, I just think it has to go to the manager. I've seen some people saying, I was on a podcast the other day. No, I was Jace. Jace was on that view podcast, and the Tottenham fan there was saying he don't believe that Jose tells them to go out and play that way, to tell them to go and sit back, and that's
nonsense.
He's got to be.
You see the reports that came out though today. Like the assistant manager said, like they were telling them press.
I've read that, Daniel. I've read that on Twitter. But you tell me, as a manager, how can you go from a month of playing attacking, fluent football and then play Arsenal and then completely disregard whatever you've done? Bear in mind, it's the same lineup that's played.
Look, at the end of the day, I agree with you. Mourinho takes a lot of the blame in terms of the tactics and how they're set up. But at the end of the day, there's some dead wood in that team that do not.
Yeah, 100%.
Regardless of the tactics you want to give them, they don't listen and they don't play well. Like I think managing, as in maybe look the person. I don't know the people and their personality, but managing Doherty as a right back must be a nightmare because you tell him to do what? Pardon?
Why play him?
No, but he was brought as a right.
He bought him. So.
If you want to go into transfers, do you think Doherty was his first choice? Because I don't think so. I think a lot of these guys weren't his first choice, but he had to deal with the cards he was dealt.
Honestly, I think the players that he has, I think the players that he has available, they're still better than that performance. And do you know what? With Arsenal, I've had a bit of praise. I think it's an indictment on the fact that they came so close to bottling it in that game. Can you imagine if Spurs got anything out of that game, it would have been criminal, and Arsenal fans would have been rightly furious. Like, obviously, you have to feel good of whenever you win, a derby like that. But I think if you look at how close, like Tottenham came to nicking something out of the game, it's criminal. Because
I always say this. I mean, okay, cool. I'm gonna ask you this question because I asked the Tottenham fans when I was on the stream, and they went quiet. And the point is that like there's not really a legitimate answer to this. Where should you be in your opinion currently in the table?
And that's what I said to you. I said this early on. If you base it on squad, at the moment, the only squads ideally that I think are better than ours is Man City's, Liverpool's, and Chelsea's on paper. And Chelsea.
Ours is better than yours.
But the reason why I say Chelsea's right now is because you've signed a heck of a lot of players from different leagues who take time to adapt. So if you're basing it on this season and you're basing it on that alone, a lot of our players are Premier experience and play within the Premier League. That's why I can't come up with excuses.
So you think your squad's better than ours? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying there's too much of a difference because if you base it on our attack compared to your attack,
it's true.
You can't say defensively shambles.
You can't excuse that performance. I know what you're saying about where you should be in the league, but this ain't even about the league. It don't matter what their squad is. You know, even flipping, if you look at Burnley, you don't even expect Burnley to perform that badly or that pathetically as Tottenham did.
That hurts me the most. It's basically what you've just said. The fact that we played, in my opinion, the worst North London derby in my recent memory, and we'd almost got a draw out of that. And that was Arsenal, particularly in the first half, probably one of their best performances this season because they absolutely hammered us, right? And that was our worst. And the fact that if we just turned up a tiny bit, where we could have got, it was embarrassing. And I think you've got kids, you've got Saka, you've got Smith Rowe, who really showed so much more hunger than our full 11. That's what's embarrassing. The fact that it's a North London derby and every second ball, every last ditch challenge from top to bottom on that pitch, they wanted it more. And in the North London derby, we just
took the red card to wake you guys up and realise shit, we need to fight for this.
How can you not be hungry in a North London derby? Like, it makes how can you think, do you know what? I'm not going to turn up today. I don't understand. Fair enough, one or two players are off it, but I can't think of any player really, even Kane.
Nah, more turned up.
More, fair enough.
Prior to Lemena's red card, I thought he was the best player on the pitch, to be honest.
You've got people like Smith Rowe and Saka and Odegaard who don't even know what it is to have the North London derby yet, really.
But do you know what? It's not just the North London derby, Kish. You would have gone above us. You would have gone to 5th and 3 points behind flipping Chelsea with a game in hand. So it's not just the fact it's the North London derby. It was a big opportunity to push on for that top 4.
That first half, when we just kept giving the ball to Arsenal, I was like, do you just want to open the door for these, man? Like, do you just want to just say, come in, like, whenever you want?
You guys were so lucky that
literally Smith Rowe was doing circles around Doherty. I thought he needed a gas mask after about 5 minutes. Like, my guy was roasting hard. Like,
right, listen, just to finish, right? So I'm assuming after all that, you're still Jose in and you're still going to get top
4. We'll win the Europa League and League Cup. It's going to happen now.
But Jose did look really angry, didn't he? Like something that they weren't doing what he wanted them to do.
The thing is with Jose, though, in his interviews,
he's a good actor,
never blames himself. He never blames himself. He's just like, Nah, it's not me. The players, some big personalities, and they need to realize. I'm like, blame yourself, man. Please.
Do you know what? I really do think Moyes must be the cousin of Mourinho, because they said to him in the interview, "Would you do anything differently in that game?" And he went, "Nope." And I was just like, "What? Like, are you high? You would have started." He just went. He went, "No." I was like, no fucking way. So yeah, there's a lot. I think there's a lot in common there between the two, except trophies, obviously.
That's two of our ex-managers. That just changed the standards of our club, but it is what it is. But listen, we're gonna let Kane have the last say. To be honest, you can say what you want. I'm just gonna let you have the floor, really. But I just want to give a special mention to Smith Rowe, because he was absolutely brilliant for me. I'm a massive fan of his as well. But him and Odegaard's link up was reminiscent of old Arsenal under Wenger in moments, the way they were popping the ball and moving into space. Obviously, Spurs made it easy to an extent, but you can't take away from them. The young lads, it's a big game for them, big moment for them on a personal level, and they were fantastic. Like, they really were.
Simple as that, man. I mean, they knew exactly what they needed to play. I like they've been said before, they obviously know what the North London derby means. But regardless of that, they've been the shining light this season. So it doesn't surprise me that they turn up again in this game. It doesn't surprise me at all. But to your point, Kish, I think we do keep Odegaard. I think I don't see him going back.
If you lot don't keep
I disagree. I don't think that's the way you get him.
I think he's that talented. I'd be surprised.
I don't think Zidane likes him. So where else would he go? I think from his comments, he sounds like he's fully invested in the Arteta plan. Don't know why, but it is
the process. Same what it is. It's the process.
You were linked a while from Leon and Odegaard. I think Odegaard's ceiling is ridiculously high. I think his
and you have to remember, you have two Real Madrid centre midfielders currently in your squad. You think you're getting both? No way.
I don't want to, but I don't want to.
I know you do, but you think Real Madrid are saying, "I want to buy us, you can have Odegaard."
It depends on who, though. I feel like you feel like the decision to send Bell on loan was a Real Madrid decision, or is it Zidane's decision? I feel like Zidane holds a lot of power in that dressing room, and because of the status that he has as a player, and of course as a manager, considering that he's won them 3 Champions Leagues. So I feel like if Zidane doesn't rate him, which I don't think he does,
he does.
I feel like Arsenal's a perfect destination for him.
It's going to come down to this, Cahill, the money. It's going to come down to the money.
I feel like it's 40 million max.
Nah, more than that.
I don't think it's more than that. I don't think
it's more, man. I don't think it's
more. And do you think you're going to spend that, and then when you could maybe need other positions, you're going to...
Then again, actually,
that is what Arsenal does. I don't understand what that point is.
Can I ask you this? Because, obviously you said 40 million, but if Declan Rice is worth 120, then Odegaard's got to be worth a bit more than 40.
But look how good bloody Torres is.
He said Declan Rice is worth 120 million.
It's ridiculous.
No, I did not say that. Did I say that? You're missing. No. I said what I said. That is what teams would need to pay, because that is what we are willing to accept.
I've got a question for you. Lawless, I've got a question. Who's worth more at the moment, Mason Mount or Declan Rice?
Who's worth more, Mason Mount or Declan Rice? It's tough because here's the thing. Declan Rice, Mount has the advantage of he plays for Chelsea. That's going to add value, yeah? But Declan Rice has done it consistently for about 4 years now. We're just seeing Mount flourish now. Yes, he has. Yes, he has.
No, he hasn't.
Yes, he. What are you talking about? Just because you lot didn't know about.
The answer is Declan Rice, but it's not for it's because he's just more in demand. He's a position, acquired taste, a position that people need, and that's why he would cost more. Like no one needs Mount, and Chelsea. Who's buying Mount? Like no one needs him, but everyone wants Declan Rice. Everyone needs him.
Rice has been doing his thing for 4 years. He's been consistently in the team, by the way, starting since 2017 days.
Because
the reason why I wouldn't say that's affecting his price tag is because Rice could have been an unknown entity for 3 years, and he's having the season he's having right now, and he'd still be worth the same amount. So I don't think it's the prior years that are really affecting it.
No, but what I'm saying is, it's not just like one season. Whereas Mount, you could truly say one season, like this season is his promising. Well, no, all right, let's call it a year. Let's not call it a season. Let's call it a year. Let's call it 1 year. Yeah, let's call it a 1 year.
Rice has not been here for 4 years.
Listen, you guys ain't been watching him. He's better than.
There's a reason why we have been watching him, because he has been fucking not on the radar. He hasn't done anything to be on the radar.
No, because of what the other team are doing. You're pricking your ears up and pricking your eyes up now. And you're noticing because of where we are and what the team are doing. But when we were languishing and when all the bad things, Declan Rice is one of the bright sparks. He's one of the most consistent players in our team. He hardly ever drops a bad game. Hardly ever.
I've got a question. Cahill, who has the bigger potential, Jack Wilshere or Declan Rice?
Shut your mouth, man.
Jack Wilshere dominated Xavi and Iniesta, man.
Yeah, exactly.
No, this is the thing why I don't get hyped about Arsenal youngsters. Yeah, this is why I don't get hyped about Arsenal youngsters, because they start exactly. They start so brightly and they look like they're going to be the next big thing, and then they fizzle out into mediocrity. And that is the thing with Arsenal youngsters. That's why I can't you can't really name.
Come on, your case. Come on, mate. Defend your brother.
I feel like it's different because during those years, it was obviously the Wenger years, especially the latter Wenger years. So you can understand why they fizzled out. I mean, Jack Wilshere, injuries. Aaron Ramsey, injury. Phil Walker. I don't think I'm not going to defend Walker.
Won't be a academy product?
It won't. We'd never started bright.
What about Gibbs?
No, but if you.
The left back, Gibbs.
Gibbs. Yeah, these were players that you guys hyped early on.
Look at the thing about Arsenal, they're youngsters. They get praised about all these guys that they bring through, but really and truly, like, how many guys have been successful when they've been brought through Arsenal? Like, they always get successful when they leave. You look at Gnabry. Gnabry's now one of the world's best wingers, and he's at Bayern Munich. You look at, I don't know if you lot know Ismail Benner.
Chelsea can't talk, can they?
He plays at no, but I wouldn't say our youngsters necessarily form successful.
That's why.
The amount of players that you might have saw.
The one player that I really rated for Arsenal who injuries killed.
But it's different. Arsenal don't win. We won even without our youngsters. So
that's a good point. That's a good point. I'll give you that then.
Yeah, but I'm saying that
you won from Roman's money. You won from Roman's money.
There's not really.
All you have to do to get Dan. All you have to do to get Roman's money was finish fourth that year, and you didn't.
No, but you know what it was? It was a food poisoning. It was the lasagna. That's what it was.
It was lasagna.
We got snake by West Ham, I'm telling you.
Could you imagine how horrible that would have been if Tottenham had got Roman Abramovich? That would be sickening.
Kish won't be chatting.
Yeah, I'd be above you, man. I wouldn't talk to you guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
After we won the Audi Cup, he wasn't taking my calls. Like,
Kish would love Jose. That's what would be funny.
I told you, lyrically win the League Cup and Europa League, I'm gonna go on a week bender, like 100%. I'm telling you, that's what's happening.
Listen.
No one will believe me, but I actually think, for some weird reason, they can win the League Cup. I think they can win the League Cup for some. Like, Pep will just not show up.
You know what? I can see it happening.
That is Man City's trophy. Like, that's their trophy.
Yeah, I can see about 5 minutes and scoring like a deflected goal or something. I can see some horrible goal.
If they parted the bus like that against Arsenal, Lord have mercy, what's going to happen against them? Because that's going to be a next level. Kish, you're going to not enjoy that game.
Listen, if we part the bus, I am literally turning TV off. I don't care if it's a league. I'm not, man. Like, trust me. Pep is just, it plays into Pep's hands, man. That's horrible. That is literally like a slow death.
That's how
it's only even going to be, especially because he got a hamstring injury as well. Because those don't heal quickly.
Son's out for 6 weeks.
Well, best tell him on fantasy football ASAP. But listen, we're going to wrap the show on the score predictions as always. the reason I started slagging on Rice because obviously West Ham were playing Arsenal, so I thought it linked nicely, but we kind of went to everyone. But it's what it is. Anyways, West Ham, I believe at home. Obviously, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. Kale, we'll come to you first and foremost, bro. What do you reckon score prediction?
3-0 Arsenal.
What? Do you think we're gonna roll over like Spurs?
I don't think it comes down to rolling over. I feel like it comes down to you missing chances. I feel like you're gonna miss a lot of chances that game.
We got listen.
Okay, I love that. I love it. I love that, Kale. One win against shit Spurs and the confidence is up there.
Exactly. You listen. You think you're gonna rock up to your betters, yeah? To your betters.
Your betters. You better fight down.
Your betters, yeah. Hey,
listen.
One season, bro.
What I said to Lawless in the preview, Dan, did you remember? One top 4 race and you must are talking like you're gonna come to OT and you know. Listen, man got slapped.
You listen.
Slap back. Listen,
nah, that wasn't a slap. You call that getting slapped back? Like.
The fact that it was Dawson with the old goal, man, that's better sweet.
Are you getting derailed in your top 4 race, Lawless? That is the question.
Listen. He's talking about missing chances. We got Lingard. Lingard is back for this game, right? Lingard, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Because don't forget, there's a conspiracy against Arsenal, apparently. So the conspiracy is going to come out. And the league want to keep them down. And we're going to get a dodgy penalty. And then the conspiracy will continue. It's going to be 2-1 West Ham. I believe. I think it will be a nice 2-1. Of course, I think they'll get a goal. But yeah, I think it'll be 2-1 West Ham. We've got a good record at home. I can't see us rocking up against Arsenal like we did against Man United. Like I said, if we do it, Moyes, honestly.
We've got the clip already, so you might as well say it again. Lawless, what
Moyes, it'll be Moyes. Moyes, I'll be Moyes out. Moyes will have to get out of there.
You said he's Moyes out and he's Arsenal.
No, listen. I just don't want. I do not want to see that again. I do not want to see us approach the game like that. This is 10th in the league. It's true. I need him to do that dance he did against them last time.
Mama's first like the mama by his dances.
3-0, like 3-0. 3-0.
100%.
Over hat-trick, yo, he's back.
Nah, listen. He better make sure he gets on the bus on time. You know, if he wants to.
Buddy. Yeah. Curious, what do you reckon, bro? You've heard what the
Is it at West Ham? Is it at West Ham's ground?
Yeah.
It's at our ground, yeah.
Yeah, I think I just want Lingard to score for the celebration, see what he does, innit? 2-1 West Ham. 2-1 West Ham.
Someone's Abdullah's bought Lingard going to give Arsenal nightmares again. Running back to midfield, MJ. Oh, that moonwalk he did was absolutely world class. Oh, that's peak Lingard. I want to see it, man. I want to see it. But Danny, last but not least, what's his score prediction for this one, man?
I think it'll be 1-1.
Right. What was Kitch's prediction? I cut out.
2-1 West Ham.
2-1 West Ham.
He said 1-1, didn't he? He said 1-1.
No, Daniel said 1-1.
Yeah, Daniel said 1-1. Okay, that's fine. I think he's disconnected. Right, next game, Villa v Spurs. Kale, what do you reckon? Villa at home.
Villa.
Oh, I didn't get my score prediction. I should realize. I said 2-1 Hammers as well.
1-1. Maybe 2-2. I'll go 2-2.
Okay, fair enough. Lola, what are you saying?
Villa who? Who'd you say? Villa what?
Spurs.
Villa Spurs. Like, boy, Tottenham have to have a response after this. So I'm going to say 2-0 Tottenham.
All right, fair enough.
They need a response.
Yeah, definitely a response.
Villa are shocking without Jack Grealish, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
They're back ASAP, so he's still out. So I'd say 2-0 Tottenham.
All right, fair enough. Last but not least, Daniel, what are you saying?
2-1 Spurs.
2-1. I'm going to go 2-1 Spurs as well. I think they're just going to scrape it. Right, last 3 games, FA Cup games. We've got 2-1 West Ham.
Who cares about FA Cup?
Well, they're decent fixtures, to be fair. But start with Manchester United v Leicester first and foremost.
Because United knocked them out.
Yeah. Oh, did we not West Ham? I forgot. I knew we had a small team, but I couldn't remember which one it was.
Another game. Look, we played Noble in that game. We started Noble in that game and played him for 120 minutes. 120 minutes Noble played in that game.
If your top striker Dawson did what Tommy did on that day, you would have won. But it's what it is. Oh, McTominay with the winner. You look
Moyes did a cheaper in that game as well.
McTominay with the winner. More goals than us.
You crybabies don't want to let us play Lingard against you. You know these stupid rules. That's what I'm saying. Next season, Lingard's coming to dance at Old Trafford. I'm telling you that for free.
Rice is gonna come and pull his dick out and do it's so good. We'll get Rice. You can take it. It's so good. Don't deal. Say no more. Anyways, United beat Leicester. I'll start. I'm just gonna say some dead 1-0 win to United. But as long as we got through, I couldn't give two shits. Kale, what you saying?
Yeah, I'll go 1-0 United.
Oh, what a game! We love that. Lawless, what you saying, G?
1-0 Leicester. The meltdown returns. Ollie this, Ollie that. The meltdown is going to return.
Consistent. Ollie out. You just won. I'm still
but you didn't have no meltdown last night. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not one of these random fans that cries when my team wins. Like just so. You know what I mean? I'm happy that we won. Simple as that. Cage, what are you saying? What's the score prediction?
Yeah, I think Leicester are out of the Europa League as well, aren't they? So
they've only got Milan on Thursday.
Yeah, they've only got, and you've got a big game against Milan, to be honest, because it's well poised. That I can see Leicester winning that 2-1 Leicester.
You're supposed to put United to stop this for the quadruple, Wait, what did you say? 2-1 Leicester?
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Right, Daniel, what are you saying, G?
United are at home, innit?
Yeah, we are.
Yes, I say it. That could change.
The Milan game is well poised, though. It's 1-1. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's going to be a difficult on this one.
Yeah, no, it's deep. I'm thinking about that now as well. Now that could play. Yeah, do you know what? Let me get 2-1 Leicester.
I say no more. Right, so United are famous. Majority out, according to the boys. I'll bear that in mind come Monday next week. We could be out of two competitions actually. Oh my God, Lord have mercy. But we out of two competitions this time next week Monday. I'm getting violated. But anyways, Everton v City. Kale, what do you reckon, brother?
City 2-0.
Yeah, I think this one's a bit of a relevant shot to be fair. Lawrence, what are you saying?
3-0 Manchester City.
Yeah, and Kish, what are you saying?
3-1 Man City.
Yeah, Daniel, what are you saying?
3-1.
Yeah, I'll say 3-1 as well. Last but not least, Chelsea played. Again, another one just irrelevant. And Chelsea are going. That's one disagrees. Chelsea are winning that light work. Obviously, Sheffield United have.
And it's not hard. It's not hard to think about.
Yeah, it should be easy win for you. But if you don't, just remember the agenda against Tuchel next week. It's going to be sensational. But listen, we're going to wrap it there. Just want to say.
Wait, hold up. Wait. What did you say? We just accepted Chelsea. You saying we're all saying Chelsea's winning?
Oh, sorry. You got a different.
What's the scores, Dan? What's the score going to be?
What do you reckon, Daniel? A lot is even.
1-1.
Draw. It's FA Cup.
It's FA Cup, brother.
Oh, FA Cup. We're talking about FA Cup.
Clown.
League game. Yeah, Chelsea, whatever, innit?
Wait, do you think that without a manager, Sheffield United are drawing 1-1 with us?
What they got caretakers. Caretakers can do bits. We've seen it
I
before.
I don't think they'll get a single point for the rest of the season.
Bro, I think it's going to be dire for the rest of the season.
That was the first time
they were horrendous.
That's the first time they lost by 5 goals in 21
They gave
years.
up. They've given up.
21 years.
No, but if you saw them, they actually gave up. I can't remember what defender it was yet that just let Iheanacho get the tap in. Like, I was thinking, what are you doing? Like,
the goal that scored from distance. You see the players just walk off. Like,
oh my God! Listen, absolute shambles there. But obviously, we'll have to say that for the podcast. Leicester, fair play to them. Brilliant win for them. Obviously 5-0 winners against the disheartened Sheffield United team. But nonetheless, we'll wrap it there. North London, like I said, is red, as is Manchester. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Everyone's links are down below for their channel, so make sure you subscribe to them. You can follow me on Usmaan Talks United. But I don't even know what day of the week because I keep forgetting. We've got a podcast tomorrow discussing the 2 cup games, so obviously stay tuned for that. Kill, where can the people find you, brother?
YouTube, Free Midfield Podcast, number 3. Twitter, SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Free in Midfield. Done well.
Okay. And Lawless, where can they find you, bro?
At the Lawless on Twitter, at the Lawless, and then West Ham Fan TV everywhere else. Don't go back and watch our watch along from the Man United game, but the
I will watch
Arsenal
it,
one.
yeah, don't worry. I'm happy for the time behind you, so I can see. Go straight to the time where you conceded that beautiful goal. Kish, what do you reckon?
Yeah, if you want to follow me, just like and subscribe and keep watching Usmaan Talks United daily / weekly. And then if you want to see Mourinho out tweets, just follow me at Keisha on Twitter.
Oh shit, Kish, you're on Twitter, man. It just cracks me up. I'm so happy to see Spurs fans crying, man. They had so much arrogance at November time.
Bro, they've won the league.
Bro, the way Fuad's the homie, yeah, but the way Fuad was going Jose way. Oh, you love to see.
I was getting ready for the coach parade, innit? At the end of the season.
That DVD was already under processing and that. But
Daniel, Mourinho with the finger at everyone.
Yeah, you love to see it. Daniel, where can they find you, bro?
Obviously, seen on screen and then eyes on the ball for all my content. What I find funny is, I don't know if you guys remember that Tottenham Liverpool game was billed as the title decider.
Oh shit!
Lawless.
Shit, the way it was.
Lawless.
Raw, both.
You know what it was though? The game after Liverpool bum Palace 9-0. Do you remember? And everyone was like, "That's it now. League finished." Yeah, everyone was like, "League's finished."
7. Relax. We did them. The dead team. Dead Liverpool. I don't even know what the score against Wolves is. I'm assuming it's still 0 because no one's messaging me. But
Thierry Henry in the back.
Jeez, you love to see. You can still do a better job than some players. You know, it is what it is. But anyways, listen. It is what it is. We wrap it there. Obviously, show love to the boys. Their links are down below in the description. Subscribe, drop a like. It's been your boy Usmaan. We'll catch you tomorrow.